What's going on, people? Welcome to You Know the Score. It's your boy Shingy _LDN. I've got a couple of guests here today. I've got Kendall, Rowan, as seen on NUFC, Toon Talk, and the Magpie channel, and she's appeared on Sky Sports News as well. I've got my guy Ems, who supports Man United. How you doing, Kendall?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good. Ems, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad.
Not bad. Well, yeah, obviously I've got you two guys here to talk about the game on Saturday where we won 4-1 against Newcastle. Sorry about that, Kendall, but I saw your video on YouTube and you obviously wasn't happy with the tactics employed by Steve Bruce. I mean, what went wrong?
Everything. So it's not even a lie really, because from the off, the way we set up was massively negative. So when we set up like that, we did the exact same against Brighton and ended up losing 3-0 against Brighton as well. So we set up very negatively. Playing a formation like the way that we did means that St. Maximin's left the side of his the left wing is left very open, because he ends up having to play sort of left wing back kind of, just because we sit back so far. So and he obviously, if anyone knows, when you watch St. Maximin play football, he's not any sort of a defensive player at all. So unfortunately, when we do that, it means that he ends up playing very far back and can't create any chances going forward. And then obviously when we've got a lone striker, that doesn't help, because then the lone striker, obviously Callum Wilson's not getting the service that he wants. And when you're our lone striker, we have played the most long balls in the league this season. I think it's 338 long balls.
Yeah, I just had that.
Yeah, something like that. So when you're playing in that system, you're playing defensively and you're lumping up long balls to a lone striker, it never works, because Callum Wilson doesn't have like stacks of pace. I mean, he's not slow, but he's not known for his pace. So unfortunately, it's just game over from there, really.
Yeah, and you know what confuses me is that obviously I know a few Newcastle fans. One of my closest friends is a Newcastle fan, been to a couple of away games with him. But like, he seems to think that obviously Steve Bruce isn't the guy to take you guys forward. He's annoyed that Almiron and Ryan Fraser are benched a lot of the time. Like, can you make sense of why he keeps on benching those two players and not starting them and being on the front foot?
The only thing I can think of it's a girl that I do the NUFC Toon Talk with on a Monday. She sort of pointed it out earlier, and it was a really good point. The only thing I can think of why he sort of chooses to play Hendrick on the right for some odd reason, and Joe Linton, is because I don't think he trusts Kraft as a right back defensively. So because he doesn't trust Kraft, I think he plays Hendrick just sort of in front of him to give that sort of defensive aspect to that side of the pitch. With regards to why he plays Joe Linton and stuff centrally instead of out wide, I mean, Joe Linton's not the best at all, and we've seen that in the past year that we've had him over a year, 14 months, and the best times that we've seen him have been when he's been on like the left wing. So, and why he's suddenly insisting on playing him centrally instead of playing St. Maximin centrally? If he wants to play Joe Linton, then St. Maximin should be playing centrally just behind the striker, and Joe Linton should be on the left. If that's the way he wants to go, because that's when we've seen him be the best. So I really don't understand why he keeps doing that. Fraser came off the back of 2 great games for Scotland, scored 2 goals in 2 games. So why he's not playing, I'm not entirely sure, especially. I understand him being an impact sub, fair enough. His match fitness was off before the internationals, because obviously he hadn't played professionally since March in a competitive game. So I completely understand that aspect of it. However, when you're playing against Man United, you know they're kind of there for the taking after the past couple of weeks that they've had. Then he should have set up more attacking wise rather than defensive straight away. So, and then the problems just started straight away from there, really.
Yeah, no, because to be honest, me and Ems, we were concerned about this game because, like, on the previous pods, we were saying that teams are opening us up like the Red Sea. Newcastle didn't really do that. Obviously, you started off well, but Ems, I'll come to you. I mean, was you impressed by how we kind of like managed to, get back on top of the game and come back to win 4-1? Was you impressed?
You know, I'm a bit surprised with the scoreline, to be fair. I just thought, before the start of the game, I thought it was either going to be, if Newcastle score, we're either going to draw or not win. Yeah. I thought I thought it'd be one of them tight 2-1 victories. So I'm quite impressed with the character we showed to come back from a goal down to go and score 4 goals. But it seems to me that like we had to wait for Pogba and Van de Beek to come on and change the game.
So you don't think tactically in the first half Ollie did anything impressive in terms of the way we set ourselves out?
Oh no!
Despite obviously that early goal.
It's the same old Ollie Gunner freestyle, man. I told you this, man. I tell you all the time, man. Like,
yeah.
I just feel it just don't impress me. Like I told you, Newcastle have a better coach than we do. How is that possible? Newcastle have a better coach than us.
You think Newcastle got a better coach than we do?
Yes, 100%.
Kendall, you don't 100%. Agree?
Ask Kendall, yeah. Ask Kendall. If Steve Bruce was sacked tomorrow, would you really wear Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Ask her.
No, I wouldn't. But that I wouldn't have Steve Bruce either. I mean, it's like kind of like who is the worst, the best of the worst. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
And to be honest, I think Ollie's probably the best of the worst. But then again, Ollie does have like better players than Newcastle do, so Ollie probably wouldn't do absolutely anything with our squad. So.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry. I think you lot give Steve Bruce a hard time. I think he does the best he can with what he's got. To be fair, obviously a bit negative. Because personally, if you were playing against Man United, I think you lot should have just attacked us from the off, man. Because
the reason why Newcastle fans are not happy. I'm just going to go through a few stats. Yeah. I'm just going to go through.
Go and tell me.
Yeah. So Newcastle, they played more long balls, than any other team in the Premier League. I think it's 335 long balls, right? They have faced more shots per game on average, and their average is 18.2 shots a game, and that's more than any other Premier League team this season. Mad.
Okay.
Newcastle, they have the worst shots on target per game, averaging 2.4. And that's obviously the worst out of all the other Premier League teams. And they only have more possession than Crystal Palace and Sheffield United.
So that's why that the shots per game that we're letting shots per target on shots on target per game is actually I've just found out, and I think it was just slightly lower before, but tonight I've just found out it's actually slightly more shots we're allowing on target than Sunderland when they got relegated.
Wow. Yeah,
so we're allowing more shots than when they got relegated. So
that actually says
and that was like the old record. So now we've got the new one.
You've got the new record.
Okay. That's interesting. But I just think personally, if we swap managers, I'm pretty sure Steve Bruce would do a better job than Ollie, in my opinion.
I think he showed on Saturday. He prefers Man United to us. I think he did it on purpose, me, honestly.
You think?
Even in his post-match interview, he wasn't even saying much. He was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't want to say that it was a great performance or it was bad. It was okay. I mean, we showed glimpses of what we can do. MZ, you're still not impressed. I mean, do you feel do you think like in the second half, obviously when we managed to get the goals, obviously Bruno got the winner late, got the second goal late on, and then obviously Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Rashford. Do you think it was basically the substitutions and it was individual brilliance which actually made us
yes
go out?
I think so. I don't think it had nothing to do with Ollie. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but
to be fair, we had 14 shots on target against Newcastle. That's the most that we've had in 5 seasons.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Right.
I mean,
but I feel to go forward, I think we've got to get rid of this 4-2-3-1. I think it's been played out. I think we've got to play a diamond, man, because we don't have wingers. Rashford's not really a winger, really. Bruno's not a winger. So I think we should just play a diamond. But the only thing is, because we put Dalot on loan. I don't think Wan-Bissaka's a good guy forward, as I've mentioned before. So I don't know, man. But obviously we got the result. I'm happy because the next couple of other games we got coming up, boy, I'm not confident.
Yeah, we got PSG tomorrow and we've got Chelsea on the weekend. Kendall, I'm gonna come back to you. you guys started okay this season. I mean, like, you played against West Ham. I thought you guys were really impressive in that game, despite obviously all the uproar that was going on with your takeover and the signings that you wanted to bring in. You've obviously secured St. Maximin on a six-year deal. Are you concerned that basically if results continue this way, that you could end up, and playing this way, you could end up falling into like relegation battle again?
Oh yeah, 100%. If we continue to play the way we did on Saturday and it continues to set up so negatively, this season is a complete anomaly because goals are being scored, defenders are having to do more because, the atmosphere is different, the sort of vibe is different from a game. You haven't got the fans to spur you on, which is so like crucial at a club like Newcastle when the fans are so passionate and there's 52,000 fans in the stadium every week. It's so crucial to have fans to push you on, but it's also very, like on Saturday, for example, he's got away with absolute murder having no fans there, because if he had fans there on Saturday, there would have been absolute hell on. Like it just wouldn't have been nice for him at all as a manager. It wouldn't have been nice for anyone. It's frustrating because when the takeover obviously got cancelled and, well, not cancelled but rejected, it was just frustrating because we thought we were going to have, like a really decent season under like better owners and we were going to have money spent. And don't get us wrong, he spent more money like in the summer than he has for a long time. I mean, more money than Rafa ever got. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. I don't think that he's obviously the man to take us forward whatsoever. Anyone watching that on Saturday will think, my God, like who would want to watch that every week? Not me. So yeah, I don't think he's the man to take us forward at all. But the problem is as well, we don't have anyone who will probably want to come in as manager right now. So there was
talk when the takeover was about to happen that you could be in line to get Pochettino.
Yeah, I think if the takeover had gone through, maybe, like, fair enough. And he was promised money because obviously that's what he never had at Spurs. He never had the back end from the board. So maybe I really don't know. Right now, I think probably the only realistic manager that we will get is probably Eddie Howe, and I think that's a push. That is a massive push. Otherwise, we're probably looking at people like Nigel Pearson. And that is something I think I'd rather witness Bruce Ball than Nigel Pearson for a long period of time. So
Bruce Ball, is that a saying? Yeah, Bruce
is that a saying
Ball,
up in the time? Wow. But
yeah, Bruce Ball.
Yeah, I mean, what I was gonna say is, well, me and Ems were talking off air about how your fans, is a sleeping, your club is a sleeping giant, and
club sleeping giant, man.
Yeah, your fans obviously have taken in Mike Ashley's bullshit for God knows how long. Where do you see your club in the next couple of years? Because it doesn't seem like Mike Ashley's going anywhere. Every time it seems like you're about to get over the line with new ownership, it seems like the wall's just taken away from you. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone's dangling food in a starving person's mouth.
Yeah, that's why we were so frustrated this time round, because every single year, it's normally roughly near Christmas that we get takeover rumours. Just before the January window opens, it's usually about then. And this has been going on for like 6-7 years now, and it never ever happens. It always is just a rumour and that's it. It's never anything more. That's why this time we thought it was actually going to happen, because the media had spoke about it. We'd had communication from the consortium that were meant to buy us. It just was so much different this time than it had been any other time. So that's when it rejected. We just were gutted as a fan base, like absolutely devastated, because this PIF, who were the consortium who were going to take us over, had plans for the city. They had plans for bars, restaurants, to do the ground up for the academy. Like it was just so much more than being a football takeover. If we keep Mike Ashley, I think we're just going to be, he's changed his tune a little bit because he's very, very actively willing to sell right now. This whole pandemic has just ruined his sort of business completely, because he is in the high street business and obviously the shops have been closed and the measures are coming into place and things like that. So he, as a businessman, his sort of ventures are going down the pan a little bit. So he's very much looking to sell. This is an easy 300 mil for him in retrospect. Unfortunately, with the whole, where the Premier League are, they're very pally with Qatar, who are obviously the direct rivals, if you want, of Saudi Arabia. So this is where the problems lie, because that's where the issues arise, and obviously it's not as easy as we first think. I think we all, the way things are going, think that there's still something going on in the background, because no one from either party has directly said that it's officially over. Until I think we all see a statement from Amanda Staveley or the consortium who are going to buy us and saying that that's it, they're not interested anymore. Then that'll be when I feel like it's over. But I mean, her husband and stuff still likes tweets about him, like them buying us. The lawyer who is in charge of the legal proceedings, like Mike Ashley's taken against the Premier League, he keeps writing like cryptic tweets about it. Putting like pictures on with like Newcastle brown ale in the background and things like that. And obviously fans are going to jump on that because they just want any like sort of hope that something's going to happen. So they just like make conspiracy theories. But yeah, I think until it's officially said that it's over, then that'll be when it happens. But luckily it's not being played out in the media this time if it is still going on. So that's good news.
Yeah, no, because it was kind of like a media circus for about 8 weeks, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
The Premier League started. Ems, coming back to the game itself, Maguire he got himself on the score sheet. Do you think he was back with a bang?
Nah, let's take it one game as it comes. You know what I mean? One game at a time. I just think he's got a lot to do, man. You know, I don't know. I think nothing's gonna change my viewpoint. I don't think he's a Man United player. I don't think he's good enough. Yeah. Like, Man United, our philosophy's always been one-on-one defending. And I don't think he's good in one-on-one situations. He gets turned too easily. That's why I'm thinking Newcastle should have played on him more and more, because he's not in the greatest form. As you can see against England, he got sent off. And he made all the mistakes against Tottenham as well. So I think they should have played on him.
Yeah, I think Newcastle kind of missed the trick in that game as well.
Yeah,
especially going 1-0 up, you would have thought, they would have been on the ascendancy, but they didn't manage to capitalize on that. But one player that I thought that was very good was Juan Mata, and I think he was amazing. 4 games. I think he links to play well. What are your thoughts on Juan Mata?
No, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think he's not a winger. He keep playing out wide. He's not a winger. So maybe if we play a diamond, it might suit him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Or what do you reckon? Do you think maybe that diamond or?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he just seems to work well with, like, let's say, for example, Donny van der Beek when he's on the pitch, or Bruno Fernandes. So, I mean, it just depends how we set our team up. But I still think he's got the intelligence to be a crucial part of this team.
It's sad if he had the legs of like Jesse Lingard or something like that. He'll get more game time, innit?
Exactly.
But he's a genius. But I think he works well with other technical footballers. Do you know what I'm saying? When you put Juan Mata in these League Cup games with the likes of, no disrespect, Jesse Lingard and all that, it don't make him a better player. You know what they say? You play better with better players, innit? So when he plays with Fernandes, Pogba, Van der Beek, you're gonna see what matters quality. Do you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, overall, in terms of the game itself, you happy with the 3 points? Do you think we can kick on from that, or do you think tomorrow will be a baptism of fire and then Chelsea on the weekend?
All right, I'm satisfied we got the 3 points, because it's kind of scary that in every Man United game I go into, I don't feel confident, and that's scary. But I'm happy I'm satisfied we got the 3 points.
Yeah.
But PSG's a way level above, especially we ain't got we got a few injuries. I think Bailly's out, Maguire's out,
Cavani's out.
Cavani's not fit yet.
Yeah,
so
Greenwood's out.
Greenwood's out. So I don't know what formation we're gonna play. We're gonna play 5 at the back, or we're going with 4. But I think it's gonna be a tough game on Tuesday, tomorrow. And for Chelsea, I don't know if it can go anywhere. I think it might be a high-scoring game, because both our defenses are not very good. So it could be a day for the strikers.
Fair enough. Kendall, now, going forward, what are your prospects for the season? Obviously, you're not happy with the way Steve Bruce is said. Do you have any confidence that you can, try and break into the top 10 by any chance?
No, I don't think. If the way that we play, if we don't set up differently and he doesn't put his mark on things now, I don't think top 10's in reach at all. I mean, Rafa reached top 10 with a worse squad potentially than what we've got now. So it's a bit of a crap thing to say when you think that the manager's not going to do any better with any better players. So yeah, if he plays defensively, that the way that the league's going this year, and the fact that it's all about scoring like loads of goals, as many as you can really, and the centre backs are having to do more than they have to any other time. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard viewing for us. I think we'll be lucky if we get 13th again this season. Very lucky. If this things carry on, I think it's going to be hard slog, because I don't really see any teams worse than us. Like overall, to get like 3 relegation spots, the only potential teams that I see who are worse than us are West Brom, Fulham and Burnley, and that's only potentially. In fact, I think Fulham has a little bit more than like us even. So yeah, that's the only teams that I see really worse than us, and it's frustrating when you've got players who are like more than capable of doing something. It's just under a manager like Steve Bruce, they're not going to prosper, because players like Lascelles, for example, who's been like a massive so important for us the past couple of seasons, is just completely, he's just regressed massively. He's nowhere near this player that he used to be, and that's frustrating when he's a captain. So yeah, I think we'll be very lucky if we get mid-bottom table again this season.
Seems like it's going to be a long season for the Toon. Yeah, for the Toon
very long.
Yeah. Before I finish off, though, did you guys pay the £15? Because I know the Newcastle contingent, you donated to a local food bank, isn't it? Which was
£20,000 was raised for the local food bank in Newcastle from, I wouldn't just say the Newcastle fans, but probably all over, because I know that obviously I do stuff for the football terrace as well, and I know a couple of them, the people from there, have donated, and they're not Newcastle fans. So but as a collective, Newcastle fans raised £20,000 plus from the charity not pay-per-view initiative. So yeah, that's amazing, just so amazing.
Brilliant stuff. But Kendall, yeah, thanks for joining us this evening. Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
Oh, you can just find me. I'm at Kendall Rowan on pretty much everything. Well, in fact, I am at Kendall Rowan on everything. You can see how it's spelled just there on my name. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere like that. And you can find me on Football Terrace on a Friday at 7 p.m. That is all ladies panel. 2 Spurs fans, Man United fan, and me. And then on a Monday night, NUFC matters as well. That's live at 7:30 as well. Okay,
brilliant. And Ems, where can they find you?
Instagram, ems.w.domz, and then on Twitter is emsdomz.
Brilliant. So it's been, the score. Man United beat Newcastle 4-1 at St James's Park. I'm a happy Man United fan until tomorrow, and we'll see. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Shingy_LD, and follow the football page YKT as football on Twitter and Instagram as well. And I'll be back tomorrow after the PSG game. Hopefully I'm smiling and not in tears, but until then, we're out.